Chocks and Chocolates, in between Roberto here for another video review. It's another of the Easter products I'm reviewing at this time of year. It's the Mr Kipling Exceedingly Good Cakes 6 hot cross bun pies. Yeah, so deliciously good it says. With fruit pieces, 30% less sugar. I think that's probably, well, I don't know what that's. It'll say somewhere there's a little asterisk there. We'll find what that is in a minute. But yeah, they look really good, don't they? They look really nice. You notice they've got a cross on the top, which I quite like. They've just got the typical Mr Kipling topper. What does it say anywhere else on it? It says, a deliciously spiced and fruity filling in a melt-in-the-mouth pastry case, it says. Deliciously better for you. With fruit pieces, 30% less sugar. It's got the asterisk there again. 100% natural flavours and no artificial colours. No hydrogenated fats, suitable for vegetarians. Where is the asterisk then? Where is the asterisk? Where is that asterisk? There we go. 30% less sugar compared to similar fruit pies. What does that mean, similar fruit pies? Similar by who? Similar Mr Kipling ones? Who knows? Alright, lovely and baked in Britain. Alright, it says there. I'm sure somewhere it says made in the UK, but the UK and Britain are different. But oh, there you go, yes. Carefully baked in the UK by Premier Foods. So is it baked in Britain or the UK? Well, I guess one. Well, yeah, anyway, I won't get into that, but it's complicated, but there we go. I think Britain doesn't include Northern Ireland, whereas the UK does. There's other nuances, I'm sure, so I won't get into that, but there we go. Alright, short crust pastry case with a spiced fruit filling, 43%. So ingredients there, spiced fruit filling, diced Bramley apple, 27%, sugar, Bramley apple puree, humectant, yes, I think that's what it says, vegetable glycerine, dextrose, raisins, sultanas, modified maize starch, ground cinnamon, ground mixed spice, cassia, coriander, caraway, nutmeg, cloves, ginger. Alright, very nice, yeah. Nice set of spices there. If you're in the UK, I'm sure you will know what a hot cross bun is, but if you're not, it's basically like a sort of bun with, well, basically the same kind of spices that are in there. Usually raisin sultanas with a cross on the top, sort of an Easter product basically, as you can imagine with the cross. Yes, there we go. It's the little things that mean the most, like an extremely good cake from Mr Kipling. So basically this is a pie based on this. It's got the cross on the top, but the typical ingredients. And nothing is not really apples in a hot cross bun, but obviously just adapted one of their cakes products essentially that they already do, I think, is the gist of it. That's why it's got the apples in there. Alright. So you can make it warm if you want, microwave or in the oven. Take care upon heating, as the filling may be extremely hot and the pastry can become fragile. It could fall apart and burn you basically, so be careful. It's 400 grams, 367 calories, 40.2 grams of fat, 4 of which are saturates. And per pie, 52 grams, 192 calories, 7.4 grams of fat, 2.1 of which are saturates. So yeah, so it must be about 312 calories roughly, is it? Let's see. There's the weightage. Is there weightage? Sometimes they don't give weightages on these things actually, because I think because they're so because they can't. I assume because it's very difficult for them to be accurate with them. But if they've said it's per pie, 52 grams, then surely they are being relatively accurate there. But there's no actual overall, weight on it, so a bit poor, I think you'd say that. Alright, well, they look pretty good, don't they? I think they look very nice. I mean, look at that there. Yes. But how do they look in reality? Let's give them an open and find out. So let's do it. Let's give them an open. Right, okay, I'm going to give these deliciously good Mr Kipling Exceedingly Good Cakes hot cross pies an open, yeah, so with fruit pieces, 30% less sugar. So let's get into it. So Taricode, I've done about 1,010, if not more, reviews, believe it or not. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. The top right corner, I've got links to a place to all my other reviews, well, some of the latest ones, such as other Easter ones, other cakey ones, other Mr Kipling ones. Yeah, things like that. So after you watch this, as I say, click the like button and subscribe, stuff like that. And also check those out. Hopefully you enjoy those too. Well, yeah. It smells okay. It smells a bit like chippy chips, actually, to be honest with you, in the box. Don't know why that is. That's what it smells like. Yeah, nice smell though. I do like the smell of chippy chips, but it does smell a bit like that. It's a bit of a strange one, but there we go. But there you are, I can see there. Looks quite too uniform. I don't know. Hot cross bun. Well, they do have the cross on the top. I don't know. It looks a bit too. It looks like a screw head, doesn't it? I mean, that's the difference. Hot cross buns don't look like that. Well, they do have a similar design, but this one manages to look, a bit too industrial. I'd say a bit like a screw head, really, for me. But nice all the same. This is to put some effort into it, and I guess it, does make sense. See there, the top's coming off a bit for this one. All right, let's give a rough measure, shall we? A little pastry case there as well. We'll take it out of the case. So quite, quite small generally. Let's have a see. So, all right, let's Good with the height measurement. Obviously, it does bulge at the sides a bit, about 2.7, 2.8 in height, but as I say, it does, you know, it's not flat and it's all over the place. The width at the top, about 6 centimeters. Obviously, it's not as wide at the bottom, so roughly at the bottom, roughly about 3.8. All right, interesting. Yeah, do we do the rest? Oh yeah, as I say, so it's quite difficult. I mean, we'll just measure the pastry sort of size now, rather than actually the top. So in between 2.5, 2.6, the little turrets, whatever, not turrets, with the, what do you say, parapets, whatever, 2.6. There's a better term for that. I keep forgetting what it is in on castles and things. We've got those little raised bits, but there we go. All right. So let's see. Should we try and take the lid off if we can? Will the lid come off? Might not come off. Oh, there we go. Yeah. All right. So take the lid off there. So you can see a bit of toppings come out. I don't know if I'd say that was really well full. Would you? I mean, look at that on the side. There's a massive gap there. Because they have a similar weightage going in, but you can see it's just not really full. I mean, it has come away there in the top of it, but not enough to fill that gap. Definitely not very well filled, is it? It's not full for sure. Definitely more pastry than anything else. Don't forget it goes down as well. It's less filling by the time it gets to the bottom, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so a bit disappointing. It was alright though. It was okay. I don't know if it's massively reminiscent of hot cross bun from the smell. I'd say it's got apple in it and things. I mean, it's a bit like a sort of cross between a mince pie and an apple. Well, they're apple pies, I think, is the gist of it, really. So, interesting. Yeah. But all right. Well, there we go. I mean, let's just chop it in half then, shall we? So we can just see for sure. So you can see there, yeah. So again, not loads of filling, is there? You know what I mean? Lots of pastry. It's always the case though, Mr Kipling pies like this. They always have a bit too much pastry, I think. Some of them still taste nice though, of course, but you know, yeah, I think they definitely could have more filling to pastry, couldn't they, really? But all right, how does it taste? Well, let's find out. Let's give it a taste. Okay then, everyone, going to give these Mr Kipling hot cross pies a taste. Yes, deliciously good. The fruit pieces, yeah. So there we go. We gave one a bit of an open before. We've kind of disassembled it a bit. You know, there we go. Took the top off, things like that. Just look a bit like a Phillips screw head. You know, so but okay, we'll get one from. We'll just get one from scratch, I think. It hasn't been manipulated, so we've got a fresh one here. Let's give it a taste. Let's do it. A lot of pastry, as I spoke about when I when I was taking it apart, and far too much pastry. Actually, it really is far too much pastry. And it's the topper that does it. You know, if this wouldn't need that topper. I know it looks better with the topper being how it has the cross and things, but just too much pastry. I just couldn't taste the centre at all there. I mean, obviously as I get further into it, I'm sure I could, but I'm not getting much of a taste at all from this centre. I mean, the pastry's not helping at all, but it's certainly not coming across as very spiced. It'd be nice if the pastry was a bit more, if it was spiced or something, so there was a taste in the pastry. Let's just try. The other one had half open before, so you can see it's just more accessible to the centre. Definitely, obviously, taste that one a bit more, but it's really subtle. All I'm getting is kind of just a bland puree taste, really. It's not really much of a taste there at all. Not even as much as, say, something like their mince pies or anything like that. There's just really not much taste there. I don't know how they've managed that, really. Yeah. Very disappointing. It just tastes like... It just doesn't really have much of a taste at all. I don't know how they've managed that. I tried two of the pies as well, but there's just not really any taste. There's not really any spiciness there. I'm just getting like a sort of... I don't know, just like a puree almost. I mean, I guess there's something there, but it's very... But there really is barely anything. There's not much of a texture. It's just all wet and not really any... Can't really discern much of a... You know, it's just like it's just a pure... I know there's lumps of apple in there, See the sort of apple lumps in there a bit, can't you? There's lighter bits, but you know, yeah, I don't know. It's just like a mince pie from Mr Kipling has more sort of texture in it, and it just has a texture. This one just doesn't. It's just like, I say, a pureed lot of fruit, really. I don't know. And there's no real. I mean, I can detect some spices there, but they're really subtle, and they're really just, you know, they're just not. They're just too subtle, and there's too much pastry as well on top of that. So even when so when you do bite it normally, it's just too much pastry, so that just takes away from almost any semblance of the taste of the centre. And then even when I did take it apart, well, even when I did have a bit I'd cut in half and took the topper off, still not really, you know, there's still not much filling there. You can see that on the other half. It's not full at all, that half, you know. And it's just still very difficult to taste. It's that subtle. Yeah, just really disappointing, you know. I just had just reviewed, you know, this this chocolate hot cross bun, which is actually chocolate, and that had more of a spice taste to it than this. You know what I mean? So yeah, and this should be better. It's just more, you know, it's more, just less it's just less adulterated, isn't it? You know what I mean? So very disappointing, these ones. There's just not really much to say that's positive about them, really. Too much pastry, not enough spiciness to taste, not enough texture either. Just, I don't know, very disappointing. Very bland. I guess it's quite nice they got a cross on the top. It looks quite interesting, but it does look a bit like a Phillips screw. So, you know, it's rather than a hot cross bun, even though technically it's the same thing. It's just a bit too flat, I think. I think on the top of these it's a bit domed. I think that'd be better if it was domed, but they're just a bit too flat. And I think that's why it comes across a bit that way. That one's a bit curved, having said all that. But even so, yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, so I think for me, just very, very, very bland. Too much pastry, and just really doesn't taste like it. It doesn't taste like a hot cross bun because it can't, because there's not enough flavors there, spices there. Don't have any. Even the sultanas didn't come across, or, you know, whatever, raisins. I didn't have any of that texture. So yeah, 1.5 out of 5. Really disappointing. Not horrible, but, you know, one out of 5 is basically where it's just not very nice. But this is, you know, just not very good. Really disappointing. Alright guys, let me know what you think about this one. Leave a comment off here, let me know what you think. It's always great to hear from you, and always do my best to reply. Leave a like and leave a subscribe if you haven't already. You check out Discord server and the member program, links for those in the description. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again guys, take care, bye for now. See ya.